Down to the 39-yard line. Third down, about 5 yards to go.
Well, we'd like to welcome you, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you just joining us from wherever you may be at, this is the THS Digital Media Network. I am Antonio Tony D. Dominguez, your host here for tonight's broadcast. Dealing here with some weather and technical issues here, as it's quite windy here in Toppenish, Washington on a cold and breezy Friday night here near the end of September. And of course, the story for both these teams, well, trying to pick up a win. And for the Wildcats, trying to pick up their first win of the season as they have started 0-3. And how many points have they scored these last 3 games? A total of 22 points through the last 3 games. And we're coming up here quickly, midway point through the regular season. The Wildcats, by no means are they out of any playoff considerations just yet, but a win is so necessary. Cashmere Bulldogs trying to find an open receiver, and that one will be out of bounds. As quarterback Rylan Hatmaker trying to find receiver Tyler Peterson. That one's going to go out of bounds, going to bring up a 4th down. Wildcats opened up with possession, however, a quick 3 and out, and nothing coming out of that possession. Of course, new starting quarterback here in this contest this week. Last week, C.J. Torres, the starting quarterback over in Deming, Washington, when they were playing against, oh, look at that! Snap mishandled, and they will have to cover that one up, and the Wildcats are going to get started immediately inside the red zone. Those are the type of the mistakes that you want to avoid if you're the Cashmere Bulldogs, especially against a team like the Toppenish Wildcats. Yes, they have not had the type of season, at least to start the season, they haven't had the type of results they've liked, but nonetheless, they are a dangerous team, and they're looking to make the best out of what they have here this season. And as we mentioned before that mishandled play, as the Cashmere Bulldogs were attempting to punt that one away, a new starting quarterback has been inserted into the lineup here this week as Jason Sanchez, just a sophomore, making the start here tonight. And Zuniga rushing forward, gains about 2 yards or so, and Wildcats with a chance here to score early, trying to gain some confidence. Of course, only 22 points in the last 3 games, a touchdown per game average, and it's going to be really tough to win any games if all you can average is a touchdown plus per game, and they're hoping to change that tune here tonight. Sanchez to Zuniga again, trying to find a cutting lane, and he does, and up to about the 18-yard line. He's going to gain another couple of yards there. The keys to this contest, of course, is for the Wildcats to establish some sort of rushing, some sort of running game. Of course, they've kind of strayed away from that the first 3 games and have yet to find any success through the ground, which is where the Wildcats usually build their foundation from offensively.
3rd down and 7.
And now the Wildcats getting ready here on this 3rd down and about 7. Sanchez looking to pass, looking to make one. Oh, that pass is going to be short, but a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be in the area of holding, perhaps. And it is going to be a false start. And that's another thing. That's the first penalty of this contest. But again, even with the success that the Toppenish Wildcats have had the last few seasons, penalties continually have been an issue, averaging 10+ penalties per game. And that's these last 3 seasons, some of their most successful in recent history. And that is kind of telling here, as you may have had great teams in the past with some very good talent, but you cannot get away with that when you are struggling to fill in some of those shoes from the past. And so now the Wildcats looks like they are going to be attempting a field goal now. Last season, the Wildcats having a lot of special teams issues. Let's see if they're able to get this one through. Snap is up, oh, and that kick too far off to the left and no good. And the Wildcats empty-handed in their second offensive possession of this contest. 6:48 remaining here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, we came on air a little late, dealing with some technical and weather issues here, as it is a windy night here in Toppenish, Washington, on Bob Winters Field inside Wildcats Stadium. We'd like to thank you for those of you who are joining us from Cashmere, tuning in here on the THS Digital Media Network. We hope that you enjoy this contest here. Here as the Cashmere Bulldogs handing that ball off to their running back, and he's gaining a good 10, 12 yards, and he's not coming down. Tyler Peterson finally brought down after a gain of about 12 yards, refusing to go down, even with the entire Wildcat defense on top of him. The Wildcat defense started off pretty well this season. When they've had opportunities to make plays on defense, they have come through, but the problem has been the offense really just not able to capitalize and respond when the Wildcat defense does get turnovers, when the Wildcat does get a 3 and out. You cannot have that. You have to take advantage of those opportunities on offense for the Wildcats. And immediately a quick pass down the middle on that slant, and the reception completed to the Cashmere Bulldog number 8, Cade Wilkinson. That's going to be an immediate first down. Ryan Hademaker again, this time handing it off, and Logan Spice is going to be met in the backfield for a loss of about 4 yards, 2 yards, or 1 yard looks like. Oh, officials giving them a little bit of forward progress. Second down and 11 coming up. The Wildcats 0-3, the first time in over 5 years that they've gotten off to a rough start. They are looking to change that tune here tonight, pick up the first win of the season. Hademaker hands it off again to his running back. He's able to gain about 4. And it's going to bring up third down. Tyler Peterson there on that attempt. Wildcats are capable of stopping the run, but really it's been through the air where they've had the most difficulties, being able to guard up against some of the bigger, tougher, and more speedier receivers throughout the state. Going up against the Royal Knights, going up against the Mount Baker Mountaineers and the Washougal Panthers. Just differences there in terms of talents, size, speed, and skill. Hademaker gives it off. Running back, Isaac Savala, weaving his way through, and that's going to bring up fourth down and yet another flag. Who is this going to be on? Is it going to be on the Wildcats? Let's see, it looks like it could be in the area of holding, and it's a face mask against the Wildcats, and that could very well give them another fresh set of downs. I mean, the Wildcats' struggles just continue. They are just not able to limit those penalties. You just cannot win games like that. And just so far, just nothing coming yet. And the Cashmere Bulldogs, of course, they were stopped on their first offensive series here to begin this contest, and now given another fresh set of downs, looks like, and indeed it is. Both these programs looking to continue their success from last season. Of course, the Wildcats off to a rougher start. Cashmere Bulldogs with a little bit more success here to start off the season. Pitch to the inside, and that play will go about 1 yard. Dolan Smart, one of the bigger offensive players on this Cashmere Bulldog team, being brought down after a gain of about 2. Cashmere Bulldogs, they want to get a little bit creative, especially against this Toppenish Wildcat defense. They're capable of stopping the run. They're capable of stopping those type of plays, but the passing game, which we have yet to see a pass attempt here, Or should I say we have yet to see a completion here from this Cashmere Bulldog team. Hatmaker running with it. Oh, it stopped it, man, at the line of scrimmage. Good stop there by the Wildcats. And that's going to bring up third down, as there are some substitutions coming this way.
Third down, 8 yards.
Wildcats perhaps opting to use the best available and get some experience for some of these players. They're a little young this year. Not a lot of seniors on this squad that have had some varsity experience. Hatmaker again through the middle. And completion right down. And that Logan Spines with his first reception of this contest. It's going to bring up another Cashmere Bulldog first down. And again, that's what we've been talking about in the beginning of the first 3 games this season. It's the inability for any of the Wildcats defensive backs to really challenge any of these plays. First down and 10 near the red zone now. Bulldogs, Hatmaker over to Peterson, finds a lane right side and finally brought out of bounds after about a gain of 10. Another fresh set of downs. What can you do? Right now the Wildcats looking to be positioned right there. The defensive line trying to do their best to make progress upfield. But there, a very speedy and skillful Peterson from the Cashmere Bulldogs making the play, bringing it out to the outside, picking up another fresh set of downs. Hatmaker again, and Peterson once again finding room and met this time by a Wildcat, Adrian Villanueva there on that play. Still gains about 5 yards on that one. The Wildcats, if you want to come up with a confidence builder, you need to stop them here. Limit them to a field goal. You can call that a win here on this series. Get a touchdown, man. You're going to have to dig deeper. And you're going to have to hope that the Wildcat offense finally begins finding some rhythm here tonight. Hatmaker again, hands it off. Zavala breaking to the left side and finally brought down there. As Cimental able to meet him and bring him down after a gain of about another 4 yards. It's going to bring up third down. Wildcats with an opportunity to stop him here. Of course, the Bulldogs can still gain another fresh set of downs. So let's see what the Bulldogs are going to elect to do. Play up the middle. And Peterson going to be stopped after a gain of about 1.
That's first down and goal to go.
And looks like it's more than 1. And so another fresh set of downs now. And the Wildcats in the past, they've been very stout in this area of the field, but this season, just with the loss of talent the last couple of years, definitely some deficiencies here. And they're looking to bring in some younger players here, get them some experience, and learn how to deal with situations like this. Peterson, this time, the Wildcat defense immediately rushing in there and met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one. It's going to bring up second down. Wildcats doing everything they possibly can. Now let's see if this youth has learned a little bit more these past few games. See if they can make a big play here and stop on defense. Rylan Hatmaker, the quarterback. Tyler Peterson, the running back now, pitches it to the right side. Peterson finding a lane and not able to get near the end zone. Gains about a couple. It's going to bring up third down. The Wildcats are just going to have to pin their ears back here as we're going to be near the end of the quarter. Scoreless game so far after 1 quarter. Both teams looking to find some rhythm on offense. We're going to take a break. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and never miss out on another THS digital media event. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are teaming up with Carly's Coffee and going gold for Abby and Cara. Please help us on our dash for cash and our support for Carly's Coffee and Abby and Cara.
And welcome back here, folks. Third down, penalty flag. And let's see what's going to be called. We get to the end zone, the Cashmere Bulldogs, but looks like this penalty flag is going to be assessed on the Cashmere Bulldogs. It's going to send them back. It's going to be a false start. So negate that touchdown. Wildcats are now going to look to get another chance and prevent the Cashmere Bulldogs from getting into the end zone. 11:55 remaining. And there we go, direct snap. And the Bulldogs able to get inside the 2-yard line, the carry by Trey Smith.
Down to the 3-yard line.
Here to begin the second quarter. Fourth down coming up. Let's see what they decide to do. Cashmere Bulldogs don't look like they are ready to kick a field goal. They're going to go for it. There is a different quarterback in right now. Trey Smith taking over head snapping duties right now. Smith running it up the gut. Gets up and touchdown there by the Cashmere Bulldogs. The Wildcats did everything they can. They did everything right. They just were not able to defend that middle of the field in the 2 and the 4 gap, 2 and the 5 gap. And I mean, it's sometimes when you just don't have the size of the offensive line for the Cashmere Bulldogs, I mean, they are pretty big up there. Wildcats just unfortunately not having the size, and that kick is blocked, and PAT is no good. 6-0 to start off this first half. 11:13 remaining here in the second quarter. We're going to take a break. Be back here at THS Digital Media Network. And welcome back here, folks. THS Digital Media Network. Kickoff coming here by the Cashmere Bulldogs. Zavala booting that one away. Wildcats fumbling it, can't get on it, and no. The Cashmere Bulldogs immediately jumping on that. The special teams with a mistake. I mean, what can you do? What can you do? He had a handle on that one, perhaps the wind changing the direction of that football. And now, Wildcats losing an offensive possession and immediately putting that defense that is tired right now back onto the field. Cashmere Bulldogs with a great opportunity now to capitalize on moments like this and get up early. Well, looks like they didn't call it a fumble as the Wildcats were able to recover immediately. So Sanchez, the Wildcats, able to keep possession. Zuniga running up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of about 2 yards on that one. This is Zuniga. With a good carry. Wildcats. Now coming up on second down. Let's see what they decide to do. Remember, new signal caller making the start here tonight for the Wildcats, Jason Sanchez. This time stepping back. Going for a long ball. That ball immediately right into the hands of Leonardo Betancourt. And that's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Wildcats right near the 40-yard line.
That's another Wildcat. First down.
And that's one of the better offensive plays we've seen in these last few weeks. Sanchez with a bit of a stronger arm. Able to nail that one through. Of course, still a very young player. Needs some time to develop. But still, great to see him making some plays out there. Sanchez right now out there with the opportunity, and it's going to be a timeout taken by the Wildcats before that clock expired. We'll take one as well. 1 minute timeout here on the THS Digital Media Network. Welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network. Ball handed off inside to Zuniga. And going to be brought down after a gain of 2 yards. Going to bring up third down at about 7 yards. Wildcats made a great play. Jason Sanchez making a great pass to Leo Betancourt. Able to get the ball near the 40-yard line. And now here, a big third down. Sanchez takes the snap, hands it off again. Zuniga to the outside, trying to find a lane, and finally brought down at about the 47-yard line. 5-yard gain. Looks like it is still going to be third down. So third down and about 3 yards to go. Wildcats trying to get themselves a fresh set of downs. Third down and about 3. Sanchez trying to line his players up. That play clock running towards 0. And another timeout called out on the offensive side. We'll take another one as well as the Wildcats trying to prevent another penalty. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. And welcome back here. 3rd down and short. Sanchez dropping back. Finds Adrian Villanueva. Open receiver and another fresh set of downs. Sanchez doing a great job there. And now Adrian Villanueva limping off the field. Oh, and the last thing you need is having a player like Villanueva, one of the more experienced players here, both on the offensive and defensive end, coming off the field. Wildcats now down another receiver and another defensive back. Wildcats just not having the type of luck this year. Sanchez to Cimental, and he is going to be brought down after a gain of about 1. Looks like that was, excuse me, that was kind of Zuniga. Sanchez. Going to immediately go to work. Well, the Wildcats are definitely doing a good job right now, at least in terms of eating up some clock. Being down 6-0 is not a bad position to be in. But nonetheless, you need to put some points on the board. Sanchez dropping back. Gets the ball, and that ball is dropped incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Pass intended for Leo Bentoncourt. Bring up 3rd down at about 10.
Intended receiver. 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Last few possessions, the Wildcats have needed it. Sanchez doing a great job of finding an open receiver, getting it to him, and able to move the chains. Right now, just everything a lot more difficult when you don't got one of your better receivers out there on the field. Sanchez again dropping back, trying to find somewhere to go. He's going to try to take the ball himself. And barely going to be able to get to the line of scrimmage. And that's going to force a 3 and out. Punting situation coming up now. 4th down. Wildcats going to punt this one away. C.J. Torres, the punter. And finally a flag called, and the Wildcats another penalty. That's going to send them back 5 yards. Delay of game. I mean, we have not seen the Wildcats just this. We have not seen the Wildcats here suffer through growing pains like we have here this season. Now, again, Torres this time going to try to get this punt off. That one is going to be a high but short punt and rolling back, in fact. And that is going to be a -2 yard, and they're going to try to pick it up, and that's it. Wildcats just unable to punt. Murphy's Law, you could say, what can go wrong will go wrong. And, you know, this team really felt like it could pick up a good win here tonight. But right now, just so many things going against them. This team looking to find some success some other way. And that ball handed off. The Cashmere running back there, and another flag. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Wildcats again. Their fifth penalty of this contest. And again, nearing that average. Just this season, just unlike any other. What can you do? Wildcats hoping to regroup here. But the Cashmere Bulldogs already at the 25-yard line, nearing the end zone.
At the Wildcat 25-yard line.
Wildcats looking to get into position. Hatmaker hats it off and brought down there by a host of Wildcats. Number 9, A.J. Lawson.
Number 9, A.J. Lawson. We're going to call it 1. Second down and 9.
Second down and about 9 yards to go after a gain of 1 from Lawson. Now again, Hatmaker dropping back, rolling out to his left. Looking to find an open receiver for the corner, and that one just out of the reach of Braken Stone, the intended receiver. It's going to bring up third down. Third down and about 9 yards to go. The Wildcats here with the opportunity to make a great stop, gain some confidence on defense, and hopefully instill some of that into the offense. Lawson takes it himself in the middle, running through with defenders, and finally brought down inside the 10-yard line. There's a flag on the field. It's going to be against the Bulldogs, so this one's going to come back.
I believe that's an illegal receiver downfield. Penalty against the Bulldogs.
So let's see, they're trying to decide what type of penalty this is going to be. Trying to mark where the runner went down, and now they're going to tack on, or should I say bring them back about 15. So it's going to be about third down and 13 yards after it's all said and done. So Hatmaker again, Lawson in the backfield. Hatmaker again, finding an open receiver. And down at the 17-yard line. Hatmaker to Dallin Smart. Reception there, and the Bulldogs close to a new set of downs.
Third down.
So 3rd down and short now. What do you want to do? If you're the Cashmere Bulldogs, the simplest thing you can do is just run it up the field with your very big running back in Lawson right now. And timeout by the Wildcat defense. It's going to be their final timeout of this quarter. We're going to step aside, take a break, be back here at THS Digital Media Network.
After timeout, he said if they get ready, 4th down, 2 yards away.
And welcome back at the timeout by the Wildcat defense, their final timeout of this half. 4 minutes remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Oh, it's snake in the middle, and that is going to be an illegal procedure penalty. They try to catch the Wildcat sleeping, but Dolan Smart taking that snap a little too early. Lineman moving a little bit too fast. Not everybody on cue there for the Cashmere Bulldogs. And this is going to cause a 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down. Bulldogs are going to have an opportunity here.
4th down.
Go into the locker room possibly with a 2-score lead. And this time a timeout taken by the Cashmere Bulldogs. Give them a chance to regroup. Well, I don't think they really knew what was going on there. They were getting real close to running something, but just not everybody on cue once again for the Bulldogs. Wildcats here with an opportunity to adjust their alignments and their assignments to what they just saw out there on the field from the Bulldogs of Cashmere. See if they can get a good stop here on 4th down. So now, Bulldogs getting the play call in. Hoping to have a more successful execution here this time. They're more in a pistol formation. Hatmaker, Savala in motion. Hatmaker rolling to his right. And that pass completed to Savala, but it will be short of the 1st down, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Short of the 1st down.
It'll give an opportunity now to the Wildcats. With 3:49 remaining here in the 1st half to perhaps work their way down the field and get into some sort of scoring range, whether that be through a field goal or hopefully a touchdown, and get the Wildcats back into this contest. Sanchez takes the snap, a flag immediately called. Sanchez with the long ball, but that ball a little out of the range, ahead of Jack Davila. But before that, it's going to be a false start, or excuse me, an encroachment penalty there on the Bulldogs. So So it should be an obvious take the penalty. Make it an easy 1st down and 5 now. Wildcats getting the play call in. Bench formation.
Looks like 6 to go.
To the right of Sanchez. He takes the snap. Sanchez with a long, and that ball is intercepted by the Bulldogs. Zavala. What a great play there by the Cashmere Bulldogs. Sanchez had the right read. Could have put a little bit more air under it, but nonetheless, that was a decent ball, but just a great athletic play there by the Cashmere Bulldog backfield. And now the Wildcats losing offensive possession, and an interception here for Jason Sanchez. And immediately back to work on the offensive side for the Bulldogs. Smart working his way through some tackles, brought down after a gain of about 9. 2nd down coming up.
Smart, the ball carrier. At the 38-yard line. 2nd down, about 2.
The Wildcats with an opportunity now here on defense. Try to do something. Direct snap to Lawson.
Quarterback keeper. Loss of 1.
And 1-yard loss there by a different signal caller, Cade Wilkinson, taking a direct snap in that situation.
3rd down and 3.
Third down and about 3 yards to go. The Wildcat defense trying to remain stout. Down 6-0. In the backfield. What a great play there by the Wildcat defense. Luis Mendoza blowing up that play, and now 4th down and about 7 yards to go after that loss.
4th down, 7.
You know, one thing they're doing differently up from the line is they're getting fresh bodies in there. Hatmaker stepping back. Pocket in the middle, and Smart able to get past the chains, and a fresh set of downs and another penalty on the field. And let's guess who that one's going to be on. The officials discussing it. Unsportsmanlike conduct this time against the Bulldogs, so we'll see what happens. I believe they still get the 1st down, but that ball's going to go backwards either way. So right now, the officials discussing to see how they're going to handle this one. It is going to be a completed 1st down, I believe, but after the 1st down, then you got to move that ball backwards 15 yards or so. Sportsmanlike conduct officially being called, and it is indeed a 1st down, but after that 1st down, a 15-yard penalty takes them all the way back near midfield.
So after the play,
Minute 38 remaining here in the 1st half. Wildcats only down by 6. Hatmaker dropping back. Pass to Smart. And finally brought down there by Betancourt after barely getting to the line of scrimmage.
Reception number 16 down Smart.
Second down.
No gain on play. Second down
Remaining.
and 10.
Coming up on a minute remaining. Almost some movement there, no flag just yet. Hatmaker sees the snap, rolling out to his right this time, trying to find an open receiver and couldn't find the open man, Logan Spies. Brings up third down. You know, that's one thing you got to take into big consideration. I mean, you're only down 6-0, and you get to halftime. I mean, that's a great win. If you're the Wildcats, you need to build off that, especially if you were to get the Cashmere Bulldogs to either run out of time or get them to turn the ball over or just stop them here on this offensive series to close out the first half. Ball on the ground. Who's recovered it? It looks like the Bulldogs able to immediately get back on it. Not after a loss of about a yard. Brings up fourth down. 30 seconds remaining, and you're going to happen to imagine that Cashmere Bulldogs are just going to let this one wind down and let it go to halftime. And so here we go. As it looks like what the Bulldogs are going to elect to do. And a timeout with about 1 second remaining. And fourth down, and I mean, I guess if you want to try to run maybe some sort of trick play, you could do that. I mean, at this point, if you're the Wildcats, just play prevent defense and get into the locker room and regroup. What more can you do? The Wildcats very much well within this one. 0-6 to score in favor of the Cashmere Bulldogs. Wildcats, by no means are they out of this football game. Some very big adjustments they're going to be needed, but nonetheless, something to hang your hat on here at halftime. Cashmere Bulldogs nailed that one, and the clock. Halftime coming up. Bulldogs up ahead 6-0 over the Toppenish Wildcats. We're going to take a break here, folks. THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. Take a break. Be back here live from Wildcat Stadium on Bob Winters Field here in Toppenish, Washington. Be back after this.
dash for cash for going gold for Abby and Kara, netted $150. So thank you everyone for contributing and participating. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be approached by some salespeople who are selling Wildcat croc charms. These are little Wildcat symbols that go in croc shoes. They are by the concession stand for sale. This is a fundraiser to support the preschool and everything they do throughout their school year. So this very worthwhile effort. $5 for a Wildcat croc charm.
And welcome back here, folks. THS Digital Media Network coming out of halftime, out of the locker room as both teams are ready to get this second half started. Wildcats battling defensively as tough as it gets, limiting this Cashmere Bulldog team to only 6 points. Of course, one of the key storylines coming back into the start of the second half is the Wildcats will be without their starting wide receiver and starting defensive back, number 4, Adrian Villanueva. He is ruled out for the rest of the contest, dealing with a left foot injury. Hopefully he'll be able to recover soon enough and get prepared for next week. But the Wildcats very well within this one. Both teams playing sloppy. Sloppy on the offensive side for the Cashmere Bulldogs, and for the Wildcats, sloppy on offense. One thing that the Wildcats have not given up on yet is defense, and indeed holding this team to only 6 points. Quick kick down the middle. Here as Zavala try to make a play, almost faked everybody out. Zavala has the edge, trying to make a cut, and finally brought down past midfield at around the 48-yard line. That's where the Cashmere Bulldogs will get to work. Bears having a chance to observe what the Wildcat offense and defense have planned for the second half. Just needing to stick to the basics, cover your assignments, know where you're at, and just make your way to the football. And immediately brought down at the line of scrimmage. Whereas the Bulldog running back Tyler Peterson trying to make a play. Loses actually about 3 yards on that one. Brings up second down. Wildcat defense is playing great. Although you can also make an argument that the Cashmere Bulldog offense isn't playing to its maximum potential right now. Hatmaker with the snap. Runs and finally brought down after a gain of about 9 yards. They're still going to come up 3 yards short of the first down marker. Third down coming up. And the Wildcats learning from their mistakes here. Right now, this defense in the first half doing a great job of just limiting the explosiveness of the Cashmere Bulldog offense. Let's see if they can keep that going. Peterson trying to find a cutting lane, does, and able to get past the first down marker. Fresh set downs coming to the Bulldogs. 10:29 remaining here in the first quarter. Coming out of the locker room here in the second half. Cashmere, their great few wins to open up this season. Wildcats looking to find their first win of the season. Hatmaker takes it, rolling back, gets the ball, dumps it off to his receiver, waving through and finally brought down after a gain of about 15 there on the reception. Logan Spies. And another fresh set of downs, this time inside the red zone. Wildcat defense immediately being tested coming out of the locker room. They were doing good, and you just don't want to see that. Wildcats need to regroup, make a play on defense now, bail out. And now again, this time, Hatmaker hands it off to Peterson once more and try to work through the middle of that Wildcat defense. Gains a couple of yards on that carry. Second down coming up. As a Wildcat defender having a tough time getting back up, be substituted out. Second down and about 8 yards to go. Hatmaker, play action fake, running out to his right, trying to find his receiver and through the hands of Cade Wilkinson. Third down coming up. If you're the Cashmere Bulldogs and you were a pretty heavy favorite coming into this contest, you kind of want to assume that they're going to keep going for this even on fourth down. You kind of happen to imagine that, especially with the missed PAT. The Bulldogs are just going to want to take every offensive opportunity that they have, and they'll continue on. Hatmaker fakes it, trying to run through the defense. Couldn't get anywhere and met at the line of scrimmage. Fourth down coming up. Fourth down and about 8 yards to go. There's going to be more. Opportunities here defensively for the Wildcats to turn this around. go. A timeout going to be called by the Bulldogs as they did not like what they saw out there. 1 minute timeout. We'll take a break, step aside here on the THS Digital Media Network. See you after this. Welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network. On 4th down and about 8 yards to go, Cashmere Bulldogs electing to go for it, hoping to either get a fresh set of downs or a touchdown perhaps in their vision.
4th down. 4th and
Hatmaker. It's ball in motion. Hatmaker look towards the corner and able to find his receiver. Good for a gain of about 13 yards on that. Cade Wilkinson.
At the 7-yard line.
And first down coming up.
It's 1st and goal to go at the 7.
8 minutes remaining here. The Cashmere Bulldogs running with a little bit more of urgency now. Hatmaker again, Mill, ball tipped up into the air and almost intercepted.
Pass incomplete.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and goal. So one thing we don't want to do with these Wildcats is be a little lazy and be just a little too aggressive. Because when you think that defense isn't going to be there, it's going to show up. And right there, a good example of that. The linebackers knowing exactly where that ball was going to go. Didn't result in the interception that the Wildcats were hoping for, but now Wildcats, an opportunity here to stop this. Hatmaker again, looking towards the end zone, and that pass is going to be broken up by the Wildcat defense. Good play there from Alec Zapian. Going up against, embodying number 11, Logan Spies of the Cashmere Bulldogs. It could have very well have been a completed touchdown pass. 3rd down and goal to go. Motion, Hatmaker rolling out to his right again. Trying to find an open receiver in Smart, and that one nowhere near the hands of Smart, and that one's going to fall incomplete. 4th down coming up now. I mean, you kind of almost want to make an argument that you should probably kick the field goal, go for points. And we know that the Wildcat offense hasn't been operating at the high level that they would like it to here tonight. But looks like the Cashmere Bulldogs are just going to gamble and say that our defense is able to hold your offense here tonight. Hatmaker with the snap. Looking for somebody, trying to find an open receiver, and it's going to fall incomplete and turnover on downs. What a great defensive stand there by the Wildcat defense. One of the bright spots of this team here this season so far. 4 games in now. And that's what's given the opportunity to stay in these last couple of games, especially last week versus the Mount Baker Mountaineers. Not really breaking. They do bend, but not break so far. Let's see if the Wildcat offense is able to find some rhythm here. Help that defense out. Let them get some rest. Jason Sanchez takes the snap. Going for the long ball and no receiver in the area.
Pass incomplete. Second down.
Second down and 10 to go. Inside the 10-yard line at about the 8. Trying to make that play call. You know, it's a little bit tougher too now that we mentioned at the beginning of this half. Adrian Villanueva is out with a left foot injury. And you lose one more of your top receivers. You're going to have to make do with something. Sabian cutting up the field and immediately met by the Bulldog defense. Third down and about 8 yards to go coming up. And here we go as Sanchez is going to line up his team to take this snap. Play clock. Winding down to 15 seconds. Sanchez taking it, feeling the pressure, going to go for the long ball. That one's going to come up short, and that ball will be incomplete. And a couple of flags coming down. Let's see what it's going to be called. Looks like it is going to be pass interference. The question is going to be against whom? It looked like the receiver was trying to come back to the ball, and you have to give him that opportunity. And even though you may have been going for that opportunity to intercept it, if you're the Cashmere Bulldogs, you have to give some space to the receiver. Even though it's up there in the air, you just can't do that, but we'll see what the referees decide here. It could be against the Wildcats, and if it is, that's going to set them back 10 yards, and it's going to be a very difficult position, and they're going to be offsetting penalties, believe it or not. So they're going to go ahead and replay third down now.
Offensive and defensive pass interference. Both teams.
And so now, third down and about 7 yards to go. They're going to replay third down after those offsetting pass interference penalties. Jason Sanchez with a chance here to get a fresh set of downs. Another long ball. He's going for it and just through the hands of his receiver as he was looking for Jack Davila. Not able to reel that one in. Had a little bit of a bigger separation there. Did have a chance at that football, although it wasn't well thrown. Good job on Davila on creating some separation and able to get a couple of steps ahead of him. Not a very well thrown ball, but catchable nonetheless. Let's hope a better result next time. CJ Torres with the punt. That one is going to be rolling out of bounds at the 41-yard line, but there are flags on the field. Let's see what the officials are discussing there. It's going to be encroachment penalty on the Bulldogs. And let's see if they're going to repunt this one. So right now, I think they're going to try to decide to see what's going to happen here. Where is this ball going to be placed? And they're going to have to decline. I believe they're going to decline the penalty. So that way,
First and 10, Cashmere.
they can just simply sink in their defense there. Well, it's a matter of field position. Do you really want to repunt that ball? Maybe hope for maybe another 5 to 10 yards. I mean, wouldn't it be great if you had a great punter that would be able to flip the field, but that's just not the case here this season for the Wildcats. However, However, have had some great punters in the past. So Hatmaker and the Cashmere Bulldogs back on the field. Gives it off. And finally brought down there. Tyler Peterson on that carry, a couple of yards. Second down coming up. Wildcats doing a lot of substituting on that front defensive line. Want to get fresh bodies in there. Hatmaker, Zavala in motion, hangs it out to Zavala, finding an open lane, left side, and finally brought out of bounds at about the 32-yard line.
That's a first down for the Bulldogs.
And another first down coming up. Wildcats did a great job last possession in holding this Bulldogs to 0 points. Can they do it again? You almost happen to feel that the only way the Wildcats may score here this contest will be on the defensive side of the ball somehow. Peterson trying to run through some tackles. Gains another 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Gain of about 3, second down and 7.
Trying to get the play call in. Second down, Hatmaker sends Zavala in motion again, and Peterson getting the ball and moving and plowing ahead for a gain of about 5 yards. Third down and 1 yard to go. 5:11 remaining here in this third quarter.
We're going to call that third down and 1.
Third down and short coming up here for the Cashmere Bulldogs. Can the Wildcat defense make something happen? Hatmaker again to the middle, and that ball is going to fall incomplete. Pass intended for Wilkerson. And now, let's see what the Bulldogs are going to do. I believe they're going to go for it here on fourth down. Might be just a quarterback sneak. I mean, when you have a big offensive line like you do, like the Cashmere Bulldogs do, why not? Keep it. Hands it off and gains a couple of yards. Able to get the first down now.
Josh Merrows, ball carrier, and he got enough to move and change at the 15-yard line. It's first and 10 Bulldogs.
First down and 10 now inside the 20-yard line at 15. Cashmere Bulldogs looking to get another touchdown. Have been stopped here in the red zone before. Hatmaker again. Finds Spies. He's going to go into the end zone and can't make the tackle. And finally, touchdown there by the Cashmere Bulldogs.
Touchdown, Cashmere. Logan Spees.
And the Wildcats defense right there doing everything you can. Again, you can only hold for so long. And that defense has been as long as they've been out there. I mean, you just wear down, and right there, Hatmaker running through a little bit of trouble, going through his progressions and able to find his receiver, Spies. He gets to the end zone, touchdown, and now PAT. That's going to go up and good. 13-0 now, the score in favor of the Cashmere Bulldogs. We'll step aside here for a second. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. And welcome back here, folks. THS Digital Media Network after the receiving touchdown by Spies from Hadamaker. Cashmere Bulldogs getting ready to kick this one away. Onside kick, trying to recover, ball on the ground, fighting for it. Who is going to come up on top? And that was unexpected. And that ball able to get recovered there by that front line of the Wildcats. So they're going to be working with better field position now.
57, Ruben Rios.
Cashmere Bulldogs perhaps looking to put this one away and get another offensive possession. As we're having some substitutions coming in. Sanchez, 5 seconds remaining on the play clock. Gets the snap to Zuniga. Trying to fight for a yard or two.
Zuniga, the ball carrier.
Aiming to get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. That's just one of those things this season that's just so different from years past is Wildcats just not able to run the ball effectively. Don't necessarily have that running back this season that they can rely on going by running back by committee, just as in Keanu Zuniga. The running backs with Cimental and a couple of other Wildcat players receiving some touches. Sanchez looking for the corner. And that reception is going to be hauled in by the Wildcats. Completion there by Jason Sanchez.
Louis Gatica with the catch.
Luis Gatica with his first reception of the contest coming in. 3rd down and about a yard.
3rd down and 1.
Sanchez hands it off to Zuniga, trying to work his way through, and let's see where he ends up.
Angelo Cimental with the carry.
Angelo Cimental that time.
And they are moving in chains.
And it is going to be a fresh set of downs after the officials taking a look at it. Wildcats now moving the ball down the field as best they can. Jason Sanchez again hands it off. Cimental moving forward, gains about 4 yards on that one.
Angelo Cimental, the ball carrier.
2nd down and about 7 yards to go. Wildcats getting the play call in. Sanchez looking at that clock. Motion. Sanchez going to try to find an open receiver, and there are flags that is going to be pass interference on the Bulldogs. You know, that's something that the Cashmere Bulldogs want to try to limit here. We've got to know where these offensive players of the Wildcats are.
Holding against Cashmere.
And so that is a holding call. That's why that ball just fell incomplete, and gotta believe a fresh set of downs is going to come up out of this one. Wildcats slowly moving the ball. That's great to see. Have not been in the red zone here this contest so far. Coming up on 2 minutes remaining. Sanchez gives it off again. Bencourt. Sanchez trying to find an open man. Does, and cannot bring it in.
Incomplete.
Pass intended for Gatica again. He had a great shot at that one. He really did. Bulldogs defensive backs, though, just able to close in. The ball, not the greatest in the world,
Second down and 10.
but it almost got there. I'm going to happen to believe that with the Cashmere Bulldogs, you cannot allow that to happen too many more times. Sanchez again, this time finding an open receiver, trying to cut through. Breaks through a few tackles, gains about 8 yards. Luis Gatica moves the ball. Third down and short coming up.
Third down. Third down and 4.
Minute 37 remaining. Go. Oh, finding out the receiver underneath it. No, almost lost the ball. Cimental trying to keep his footing. That pass was a completion, and Cimental almost lost it. Third down and 4. Fourth down, excuse me, coming up, and they're going to go for it. When this is the furthest you've made it downfield, I mean, why not just take the opportunity, try to gain a fresh set of downs? What more could you hope for? And timeout called by the Wildcats, first one of the second half. Wildcats close to the red zone. Timeout to recollect. Take a break. Be back here at THS Digital Media Network. And welcome back after the timeout by the Wildcats. Hoping to drop a good play here, gain a fresh set of downs at least. Sanchez, and thrown right into the hands of Smart and intercepted. Second interception here of the night for Jason Sanchez, the young sophomore.
Logan Speeds.
That is just something that, you know, when you're a young player, you want to learn. Logan Spies again right there. Just able to read the quarterback's eyes. And there were 3 white jerseys around the intended receiver of the Wildcats, and able to read that one and come up with a good turnover there. Maker hands it on Lawson, and he is trying to move forward. Gains about 5 yards on that one.
A.J. Lawson, the ball player.
Brings up second down. Wildcats, it's been a while since they have not been able to score a single point. You gotta go back about 6-7 years since that last happened. And that clock will go down to 0. End of the third quarter. Cashmere Bulldogs with the good lead, 13-0. We'll take a break. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. We'll be back after this. Fourth and final quarter here. Cashmere Bulldogs, second down and about 6 to go. Zavala getting the handoff, finds a lane right side of the field and finally brought down after a gain of about 12 yards.
Isaac Zavala.
And it's like one of the players running into a cameraman down there on the opposite side of the field. Looks like he's able to get back up, but Wildcats not able to make a stop here so far. Fresh set it down, first down and 10. Hands it off to Zavala again. Cutting through, finding some room, and gains about 5 on that carry, but a flag on the field.
One more time with the ball.
It's going to be against the Wildcats. That's going to be their 7th penalty of the game.
34-yard line.
So they're moving that ball 15 yards, and now
15 yards against the Wildcats.
Into the red zone inside the 20 at about the 19 or 20, right at the 20-yard mark. First down and 10 here for the Cashmere Bulldogs. You gotta happen to believe with one more score, though it'll be an ugly win, they'll have an opportunity to continue their winning ways here this season. There's the referee readjusts the ball. First down and 10 again. Hatmaker hands it off to Lawson again, and this time gains about 4 yards. It's going to bring up second down.
Looks like a gain 3, second down and 7.
Second down, 7 yards to go here for the Cashmere Bulldogs. Hands it off Lawson again, slipping through a tackle there. And able to fall forward and gain another 3. Third down and about 6 yards to go. Wildcat defense has been doing a great job limiting the attack of the Bulldogs here tonight. But right now, here in this second half, Cashmere just finding a lot more consistency. Zavala receiving the handoff inside and going to be met by a host of Wildcats, but not after a gain of about 3 yards.
Down to about the 12-yard line.
Fourth down and about 2 yards to go. Coming up on 9:21 remaining.
Almost 2 yards. Fourth down.
Heavy package formation. Bulldogs running through. Trying to get near the end zone and finally stopped inside the 5, about the 4-yard line.
First and goal to go.
And first down and goal now. And the Wildcats, if they allow this score, they can pretty much call it, you know, it'll be really tough either way for the Wildcats to come back from such a deficit, considering the limitations here tonight. That ball running and into the end zone, and it is another Cashmere Bulldog touchdown. And what a great push there by the Cashmere Bulldog offensive line. And then allowing their big running back to just do all the work. Get inside, slip through some tackles, and get good things going on the ground. Zavala, the kicker, with the PAT. That one is up and good.
Extra point, good by kicker Isaac Zavala.
Cashmere Bulldog touchdown, 20-0 now the score. We're going to take a break, timeout here on the THS Digital Media Network. 8:44 remaining. Be back after this. And welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network, after the rushing touchdown from the Cashmere Bulldogs. Zavala gonna get this one kicked away, and looks like a flag already to begin the kickoff there.
Penalty flag on this play.
Looks like it definitely is going to be a re-kick. Remaining here.
Procedure call against the Bulldogs, backs them up 5 yards.
So 5-yard penalty after it's all said and done. Nothing, as the Cashmere Bulldogs very well in control. Cashmere Bulldogs looking to be the first team in a while to shut out the Toppenish Wildcats. The last time that happened, a little over 7 years ago. And ever since that last shutout, Wildcats have seen nothing but success. But this season, just so much different. And you know, it's just a different team this season. That's all we can say. I mean, that's what you see out there is, you know, you got a lot of young players, you got a lot of players that haven't had a lot of experience playing at the varsity level and playing up against very tough opponents. I mean, there's only so much you can do, and Keanu Zuniga receiving the ball on the ground. He may have coughed it up. Looks like I'm going to say Keanu Zuniga was down by contact.
No fumble. He was down. First and 10, Wildcats.
So first down and 10 here as the Wildcats looking to make their way into the end zone. Sanchez going for the long ball, has a receiver able to catch it, trying to get to the goal line, and looks like he's going to be stopped short. It took a little while, but Sanchez finding his receiver right there for a big 50-yard reception, very close to a touchdown. But now at the 1-yard line, let's see what they're able to do here. Let's see if they're able to punch it in and get a score. Wildcats perhaps trying to avoid the shutout here tonight. Play clock down to 10 seconds. Getting a man in motion. Hands it off, and that's going to go in, and going to be close. And it's going to bring up second down and goal. You know, in situations like this, especially when you got somebody like Jason Sanchez, who stands at about almost 6'1", believe it or not. Maybe if there were a play in the playbook where he could go under center and just sneak it in, that'd be great. Of course, this team more of the spread offense type. So not very many plays drawn up. 4 seconds remaining on the play clock. Sanchez is going to have to get this one snapped. Able to get it off in time. Trying to find his receiver and nobody there.
Pass incomplete.
And now Jason Sanchez is going to come out of this series, and CJ Torres, the senior, who did not start today, relegated to backup duties here tonight.
Third down.
He's going to have a chance here to run a play or two. Ball through his hands, and now he has to just jump on it. And miscommunication there, and what looked like what could have been a scoring opportunity just doesn't result in that. It's kind of tough, you know, when you just come out there. Haven't had a lot of time, a lot of reps here tonight. And perhaps just looking to do a run and shoot style play right there, but that didn't develop. Fourth down. And ball's going to fall incomplete and turnover on downs.
Turnover.
Illegal man downfield, but either way, turnover on downs does not matter. Penalty is declined, and Wildcat defense will come in there for the final 6 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. I mean, it's just been such a long time since the Wildcats have been shut out. No score anywhere to be found. Not very much you can do about that. I mean, I'm trying to recall the last time that even happened. I'm trying to put an exact date against an opponent. Again, this time to Lawson, and he's going to be met near the backfield. And another penalty flag coming out.
AJ lost the ball carrier.
And looks like 2 penalty flags coming now. A total of 10 penalties committed, so right near the Wildcats' average in terms of penalties. And you definitely cannot win any games with mistakes like that. No, you can't. And I mean, when you have an inexperienced team, I mean, what else can you do? I mean, you got to go through these growing pains. And clearly tonight, the offense just nowhere in sight. And let's see what's going to happen as the officials are discussing who is going to be assessed what. So remember, last week there was an ejection, or should I say a couple weeks ago there was an ejection. So this team not, you know, unfortunately dealing with just some issues with discipline and offsetting penalties regardless here at the end.
It appears fouls on both teams.
Actually now, so that moves the ball.
Half the distance to the goal, and then a 15-yard penalty going the other way.
So first, second down, I believe now. Second down and short. And so here we go. First down. And about one. Hatmaker finding his receiver and immediately brought down there near the line of scrimmage. Second down and about 3 to go now after losing 2 yards on that one. Wildcats, of course, dealing with injuries. Adrian Villanueva ruled out at halftime, dealing with a left foot injury. And of course, new quarterback starting here this evening. Jason Sanchez, the young sophomore, making his first start. Of course, Jason Sanchez, the sophomore, seeing some game action last week as the Wildcats opted to give the young man some experience, seeing if he could create some sort of spark on offense, and unfortunately just he himself having to go through some growing pains. Right back, Peterson. Right side of the field, and he is going to go and gain about 7 on that one. It's going to bring up
gain of about 7 yards.
Second down. Coming up on 4 minutes remaining here in this regular season contest. Here's the Wildcats as time winds down, looking like they will start the season 0-4. Ball handed off there to Peterson again, gains about 3. Third down and about 1 to come.
With about a 2-yard gain. Third down, about a yard to go.
3:40 remaining. Wildcats now trying to clamp down on this offense. Peterson again has some blockers in front of him and finally brought down after a gain of about 15.
Trey Smith
all the way towards midfield.
Out to the 46-yard line. That's first down for Cashmere.
So a fresh set of downs for the Cashmere Bulldogs, who will continue their winning ways here tonight. The Wildcats, for the first time in a long time, 0-4 here, coming up on 3 minutes remaining. Peterson working through some tackles.
Tyler Peterson, again the ball carrier.
Second down and about 5 to go after that carry from Peterson. He's had a very good night on the ground, nearing 100 rushing yards on the night. Second down and about 5 yards to go. Whereas this season, just very different, very tough. A lot of big shoes to be filled in, and unfortunately, just nothing has come about it just yet. And then next week, they open up conference play up against an opponent, a rivalry game, believe it or not. Next week on Thursday, So a bit of a scheduling change due to the referee shortages referee shortages all across the country. So some games having to be moved to Thursday, other games to Saturdays. So next week, we will be back up on the air on Thursday, 7 p.m. here in Wildcat Stadium. Bob Winters Field, a rivalry game between two programs that have it all. One that is struggling this season and one that is rebuilding and hoping to create a great tradition and a great culture in the Wapato Wolves. And we've already have one win this season, and you got to have to imagine that that game is going to be very, very tough for both teams. And let's see what the Wildcats and what the Wolves next week have in store for us. Ball handed off. Ball lost on the ground, trying to grab it, and that will be recovered by the Cashmere Bulldogs as Diaz on the carry fumbled it, but out of bounds before anybody could get on top of it. So possession remains with the Cashmere Bulldogs. Coming up on 90 seconds remaining here in this contest. Wildcats, you know, this is historic to a sense. Starting the season off 0-4. 22 points scored in the last 3 games, soon to be 4. And so just a lot of things that have to be reconsidered, and, you know, how do you move forward? You want to keep the spirit and you want to keep the energy of this team. You know, look forward to next week, and next week in that rivalry game versus the Wapato Wolves, who are rebuilding this year. I mean, that's going to be a tough game when it's all said and done. And then the rest of the league, I mean, how are the Wildcats going to fare against the LaSalle Lightning? How are they going to fare against the Natchez Valley Rangers? And they have a game against Connell. And then finishing off versus the Zilla Leopards. What's going to happen? You can, I mean, it could be very well impossible that the Wildcats may only win one game this season. Could be possible, but Wildcats, with the great defense that they have, just an offense that is not performing at the level that they'd like to, and there as Hatmaker taking a kneel to finish this game off and, you know, just move on to next week. The Wildcats rivalry game, homecoming, next Thursday, 7 p.m. start time here, kickoff. We hope you join us then. The Wildcats officially 0-4. And what a difference a year makes. How are the Wildcats going to regroup? And how are they going to handle the rest of this season? Ladies and gentlemen, once again, final score, the Cashmere Bulldogs with 1 touchdown through the air and 2 on the ground. They win this game 20-0 in the first shutout loss for the Wildcats in over 7 years. Injuries, different role players, different skill players, just a different year, a different team. And let's see if they can regroup, regather, and put on a tough battle versus their arch rival, the Wapato Wolves, next week. Well, folks, thank you for joining us from wherever you may be at. Live here from Toppenish, Washington on Bob Winters Field inside Wildcat Stadium. My name is Antonio Tony D. Dominguez. Thank you for joining us here tonight, and we hope to see you next week, rivalry week, and what will for sure be a hard fought battle in rivalry week. Homecoming week as well. Thank you for joining us. Antonio Tony D. Dominguez. Have a good night. and God bless. See you out there.